Claude Code can spend more on a tiny follow-up than the first prompt, because every turn can drag the entire active session back through the meter. Here are 5 fixes Anthropic actually documents. Think of every prompt as a delivery truck crossing a token toll. The truck carries your conversation, project instructions, selected files, tool results, and reasoning. Add one tiny question, and Claude may still haul that entire load across again. So the goal is not shorter prompts. It is less useless cargo per turn. Before changing anything, measure. /usage shows session usage. /context shows what is occupying the window. For API users, the dollar figure is a local estimate. Pro and Max subscribers should read the usage bars instead because their Claude Code usage is included in the plan. Fix 1. Stop carrying yesterday's job. Anthropic explicitly recommends /clear between unrelated tasks. Clearing is free, and the next request starts without stale conversation. If the work really must continue, use /compact with a focus so the summary preserves the decisions and failing tests you still need. The decision is simple. New task, /clear. Same task, crowded context, /compact, focus on code changes and failing tests. But compact is not free. Claude has to read and summarize the current context. Do not compact an unrelated session just to avoid starting fresh. Fix 2. Shrink what loads automatically. Claude Code reads your project Claude.md at startup, in full. Anthropic recommends keeping it under roughly 200 lines. A giant handbook becomes permanent cargo, even when today's task touches one small folder. Keep the root file for rules that apply almost everywhere. Move test conventions into a path-scoped rule. Move a database migration workflow into a skill that loads when invoked. Imports do not save context. Imported text still loads. Scope is what makes the difference. Fix 3. Stop renting a crane to move a chair. Sonnet is Anthropic's default recommendation for most coding work and costs less than Opus. Haiku can handle simple subagent tasks. Save Opus and high effort for architecture, ambiguous debugging, or reasoning that has actually earned it. Use /model to choose the model for the job and /effort to lower reasoning depth on routine work. Medium can cut output token use without changing the task. Max effort can have diminishing returns. The cheapest model is not always the winner. The cheapest successful pass is. Fix 4. Stop paying to read noise. A 10,000-line build log does not become useful because Claude can see it. Filter it before it reaches the model. Hooks can return only errors. Language servers jump to definitions instead of forcing repeated grep and read loops. Prefer direct command line tools when they expose exactly the result you need. Here is the difference. On the left, Claude receives the entire test log, including thousands of passing lines. On the right, a hook keeps the command, exit code, and 3 failures. Same diagnosis target. Far less context is resent on the next turn. And a correction to an old Claude Code tip. MCP tool schemas are deferred by default now. Claude initially sees tool names, then loads a schema when needed. So MCP is no longer automatically catastrophic. Still disable servers you never use and check /context to see which tools actually entered the session. Fix 5. Prevent broad scans and rework. Compare improve this codebase with add email validation in source auth.ts, preserve the current API, then run auth tests. The first prompt invites a citywide search. The second gives Claude an address, boundaries, and a finish line. A precise request should name the outcome, likely location, constraints, and verification. It does not need to micromanage the implementation. For complex changes, enter plan mode first. For obvious mistakes, stop or rewind early. The expensive path is letting a wrong approach generate code, tests, and explanations before correcting it. If you only change 3 things today, do them in this order. Clear at task boundaries. Slim the always loaded instructions. Then right-size model and effort. Those 3 reduce recurring cost on nearly every turn. Tool filtering and precise prompts remove the spikes. So the 5 fixes are: clear stale sessions, scope your memory, Right-size the model, filter tool output, and constrain the job. Measure with /usage and /context before and after. Do not chase a fake universal percentage. Savings depend on how much unnecessary context your workflow was carrying. You do not make Claude Code cheaper by making it less capable. You make every turn carry less waste. Lighten the truck, keep the useful cargo, and spend the expensive reasoning only where it changes the result. Await fetch knowledge complete. Subscribe for more and see you next fetch.